Okay, fam. So I'm getting back into it. Let's see. I want to get my live stream in here. All right. I just want to be able to monitor it. All right. Apparently it's not there yet. Okay. That's all right. It'll show up here eventually. Just trying to make sure I can monitor because I got my TikTok stream going at the same time, and I just want to talk about this Viltrumite invasion, right? Because there's some elements to this Viltrumite invasion where I'm like, look, if you haven't seen this before, maybe you're not paying enough attention to this, right? Because there are some classic elements to this Viltrumite invasion that should be quite troubling to everybody, right? It really should be, right? The Viltrumites, like, there's some classic things that the Viltrumites are going to try and do in terms of like how they come about get up in your civilization, right? Like this ain't a new bag for us, right? This is an old thing. Like we've seen this Viltrumite style invasion previously, right? And here's the thing, right? Like we know predictably kind of what they're gonna do. What are their main plans for their invasion, right? You come in and you try to just like slide your way into society, right? Like kind of on the low tip, right? At first. And then you end up doing like a big reveal. Like, and you do this way because it's like, it's easier to be like, well, yeah, you know, we kind of been here already for doing like a big reveal. Like, so it's not best to do a big reveal and then like try to get into society. You got to kind of show them that you're already in society already. And you know what? It ain't really a problem. Like, it has not been a problem for us being around your culture and civilization. So this is what they want to do, right? Like they want to like show you that they're a part of this, like just like everybody else. Even though they're not like everybody else, they're very rarely like everybody else. So I'm gonna take you guys back to a whole like time, and this is the biblical time, right? This is the biblical time and the story of the Nephilim, and this is a story that you guys need to understand. That's gonna allow you to recognize what this Viltrumite invasion is really all about. Okay. So this is where I'm trying to go with it. Okay, now the Nephilim, if you remember the stories of the Nephilim, again, this is the story about some guys from up above. They had greater powers than us. They called them angels, right? And they had a job, and they were supposed to come down here and just like observe and be cool, right? But they decided, nah, we're just gonna go and take over. And so the angels come to Earth, and it's all it's all good for the angels because they're like they see the daughters of men. Like that's what pops it off, right? I guess there's like different levels of freedom and stuff down here. Anyway, they're trying to get down, right? So we get all these stories that come out of this about the Nephilim coming down. And the issue was the hybrid children, right? Because this is the first thing, like the first step, like one of the first major accomplishments of any type of invasion is going to be getting them hybrid kids, right? And I'm telling you right now, like, okay, I'm just kind of pulling up some info. How many hybrid, like Nephilim stories do we see in the Bible? Like, if David and Goliath is basically a Nephilim story, how many of those types of stories do we see in the biblical account? Because a lot of what the Bible is all fighting off this same thing, right? Like the Nephilim, like basically the Nephilim, like okay, Genesis 6, Book of Enoch, like the sons of Nephilim, daughters of men, like yeah, this is it right here, right? The Anakim, right? They're talking about giant people inhabiting Canaan. So this is what happens, right? Like the invaders come, and then they just start getting everybody pregnant, right? Or they start getting women pregnant, just like what Omni-Man does. This is how their invasion has to work, right? And so, like because of this, like this is what is the imbalance, right? When you talk about like if we're comparing invasions, like this alien species coming from up here, coming down to Earth and like inserting themselves in, like this is what it gets. Like, so that's what I'm saying. When we look at the story with the hybrids, with Mark and with Oliver, these guys are at the height of the destabilizers, right? Like we don't have to make a big comparison. We don't have to go too far. Like there's all kinds of stories about the Nephilim, right? Like if you're biblical, it talks about them in Genesis, right? The sons of God, the daughters of man equal the Nephilim, right? So these are divine human boundary crossing. This is very important stuff, man. If they're very serious about this, man. Right? The same stuff that when I'm talking about why I don't mess with Mark or any of the Graysons, it's because of this, right? Like we already been warned about this. We already been warned about like when alien species come down here and they start getting with Earth women. Like there are all these stories. Like think about it, man. Like every story, if you look at it from this side, right? All the stories of giants would all kind of link up with this. Like they were all giants. This is why they flooded the earth. This is why all this stuff happened, because like we were trying to get them out. This is in Numbers. The Anakim are mentioned in like Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua. Like it's always about like, you know, the biggest response come when you cross these boundaries. And this is what this is. This is like a destabilizer for the system. And the key is always, right, that hybrid kid, right? That's why Mark and Oliver are especially important, because they're the hybrids, right? And that kind of like starts to bridge the character. They always want to get a baby with you, right? That's what the cultures always want. If they can get a baby with you, they can knock you up, get a baby with you. Like they feel like you're a lot more like you're a lot more easy to control if I can get that baby with you, man. So that's central. That's why it's always one of those missions. And that baby, right? You're gonna be conflicted, right? That child is always gonna be conflicted in all these stories. So like when you go, like I said, if you go through the Bible, and I'm just saying this, if you look at the biblical invasion, right? This was an invasion, right? This was some dudes who weren't supposed to be here, who came down to Earth and were like, yeah, we're running things here on Earth. And because we're powerful, we're just going to set ourselves up as king. And they were setting their lineup as all the kingship, right? And that's why the floods came, because we were trying to wash these guys away. So like when you're hearing stories about like Goliath, like David and Goliath, that's what that was. Like Goliath is not like an anomaly, right? His relatives are also giants. He's just the biggest of them. He's just an enormous Philistine warriors, and that's what it said. Like they were just like the surviving line of giants. Like probably after the flood, right? The flood happens, and I'm just telling you guys how the belief system would engineer, right? After the flood happens, then there's like surviving giant bloodlines. And they're not as big, they're not quite as big as like the OG, you know, pure Nephilims. These are the ones that, you know, like they're still kind of watered down, but they're still around. That's what Goliath was. So you see how many stories of like, right, when they talk about Og, right, this is all about like Nephilim. This is all about hybrid. This is all about like, you know, so like this story of the Viltrumite invasion, like, man, if you start kind of breaking it down, man, like I bet Mark lines up a whole lot better with some of these. Like Nimrod was also that, right? Like kind of a post-flood corruption giant associated. So like we're always talking about, man, they're trying to get babies with us. They're always trying to make that hybrid. In every other invasion, that hybrid baby is uniquely a problem, right? And that's what I would say what Mark is, man. I'd say because he starts down like on a genetic level, like Mark starts it down the road. And there's so many of these stories about all these like, you know, Nephilim or hybrid species kids being a problem. And it's always like that, man. It's always like that. So looking at the story, like it really lines up with what we see from the Nephilim. Like that's absolutely on point, right? So the Bible was breaking it down to like clans, corrupted bloodlines, overwhelming warrior peoples. Like this is like the survival. This is afterwards. This is like post the the Diluvian mythology, right? Like the flood mythology. So as they're coming back, they're having to fight back all these remaining giants, like to clear that bloodline out. That's what David was doing, right? Fighting against these hybrids, right? This is what Mark and these guys would represent, man. They represent, like, they pin, like, perfectly over, like, the same type of scenarios This is kind of what Mark and those guys would be, right? This is exactly how they would be, right? And here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you why this is, right? I'm gonna tell you why this is because we're gonna see another reoccurring theme, and that reoccurring theme is this, right? Earth girls are easy, okay? This is not a film that I came up. It's not a title. This is a film that came out in the 80s, and I'm gonna tell you why. We're gonna get into why, because all this like having babies with aliens, these hybrid babies, it never happens without Earth women. Like, Earth women are some of the most traitorous creatures in existence, because any type of alien that comes down here, they're gonna get one. And I'm telling you, like, they're gonna push back on this one. I can hear them pushing back on this one right now, but I'm like, look at these guys. Like, look at these guys here, right? Like, this is an 80s, like, this is what the expectations were, right? Like, you did this, right? Also, must I point out to you guys, okay, this one here, right? Like Howard the Duck, right? Like aliens, right? So per what media has told us about it, this is how it's going to happen. Some male species is going to come down to this planet, and he's going to find an Earth woman who's willing, right? And it's going to happen, right? And it probably won't even be that hard. So this is like integral in getting down to Earth and getting an Earth woman to impregnate, which is what these guys were doing immediately, like their first plans for the Nephilim. And here's the thing, Earth women, apparently you guys are awesome looking. Like, apparently, like, that's what it is, right? Like, apparently to other species, Earth chicks are just, like, you guys are it, man, without any questions at all, right? Like, so, you know, hey, it is what it is, I guess, right? Like they say Earth girls are easy. These guys say, man, Earth girls are super hot. Whatever it is, like, you guys have a bond that's been going down. Like, I don't even have to go through all the movies, like Starman, and Carrie Down hooks up with him. I think he got her pregnant, too. I'm pretty sure Starman did get her pregnant. So, you know, clearly, this is happening, right? So this is the main thing. Like, this is the main... So when you guys see Mark, you guys have to remember, like, how he fits under this invasion scenario, right? And all the stuff that took us all these biblical years, all these floods and all this stuff in the Bible, all this going to war, all this trying to get out the Nephilim or the Rephilim or the Og of Bashan, all this stuff was basically because we had this hybrid line, this hybrid creature that was now challenging our bloodline, right? Like, this is what was going on. Our very bloodline is being challenged by an alien hybrid creature, right? In this case, it's the Viltrumite. In that case, it was the Nephilim. They're doing exactly the same thing, right? This is the problem that we're having. It's like you guys are recognizing that these guys are doing exactly the same thing. It's the same type of invasion, and what they want to do is get that baby, right? And here's the thing. Let me give you another example. I'm going to give you another example of this right here, right? Here's another. Where are you at? Okay. This is a classic one. Same type of story here, right? Same type of story, okay? You guys remember this film, probably going way back. Some of you guys are going to have to dig back in the crates and check this one out. This is V, right? This is V Invasion, right? It was a mini-series back in the 80s. And this is basically like the similarities, right? Like these, you know, highly advanced invaders. You arrive, you infiltrate. Then, like, you know, once you guys kind of been around, like, it's, you know, it's because we go through the shock. We go through that shock phase, right? The, oh no, right? I can't believe this. We go through that phase. And then it's like kind of like we just kind of just living around each other, right? And it's like this analogy. I heard someone say, like, if you put a frog in some water and just like slowly turn it up, the frog won't even react to the water boiling, right? If you obviously throw it in some hot water, some boiling water, that frog's gonna jump up out of there. So this is what these invasion cycles that they do to us, man. Just what they did in 1983 in V, right? They come in, they arrive, they got like human form and all that stuff. And like in the meantime, they're like mad insidious, right? They're taking over, like bribing people. You know, the whole set of shenanigans that, the whole set of whole ass shenanigans that, you know, we otherwise, you know, wouldn't tolerate from these guys, right? And then of course, like step number three, they start breeding with the humans. Like once they breed with humans, like, man, we in there, pimp. Like we are in there, pimp. It's like they want that core duct, they want that baby on us, man. Every one of these species want to get a baby with us, man. I'm telling you, Earth chicks, man. Everybody is after Earth chicks right now. I'm telling you, man. right? Because now they're gonna come down here, and you guys gotta remember, man. Like this is a tough sale right here, man. Because this is what the V creatures look like, man. The V creatures look like this, man. Like the V creatures were literally these reptilian creatures, right? So these guys came down here and felt confident that they were going to get an Earth chick to sleep with them, man. Looking like this, these V creatures came down here like, we will get an Earth chick to sleep with one of us, right? And you would say, nah, man, you ain't gonna get no Earth chick to sleep with you, man. Ain't no Earth girl gonna do that. Here we go again. It ain't always just Starman, right? So you see this chick right here ends up sleeping with one of the visitors, and sure enough, she's pregnant, right? So again, like, I know we push back on the whole movie title, Earth Girls Are Easy, but all right, I'm just saying what the results of this are. I'm just saying that we see this little, and you look at what this baby is, man. Like, man, this is a mind blower right here. This is literally a mind blower, man. Like, you came out with the reptilian tail, like tongue, and then it got worse. Like as the days of our lives tick back, man. Like, and that's the thing. Like, once they get in, they get that hook. Now we sharing some DNA with you. Now we got rights here, man. Right? It's anchor baby, right? They immediately get anchor babies to anchor them into our culture. We got babies here, so we can't. We got to go to court, right? So they get these anchor babies, and this is like one of the most insidious parts of their plans, right? Because this is always how it is. This is who Mark and Oliver are. They're this baby right here, right? They're better looking than that. These babies right here, this baby right here, but still, you could have come out looking like this, right? Like, this is kind of where you at. So I'm telling you guys, when we look at this invasion, we're looking at these Viltrumites, like, we see a pattern of this invasion, right? They always start with a hybrid, and it's always through children. Here's the thing, because I got one more for you guys. Here, okay? Here's this one as well, right? Like, this is obviously Falling Skies, right? If you guys watch Falling Skies, it's also built on that same pattern. Like, once they get in, now they got to get that hybridization. Like, they come in with, like, putting these packs on the kids, right? And then, like, doing some, now they're like bioengineering, they're changing them. They're hybridizing the kids. Like, they're taking these youths and they're hybridizing. Like, this is a big part of, like, I'm going to take over your planet, is once we kind of start mixing with you guys, like, on a biological level, right? So that's the whole thing. The arrival, the occupation. Then we kind of start harvesting you guys for a little bit. Then, like, we got a bunch of you guys. We kind of start doing what we want to do. And this is how it goes, man. So I'm telling you guys, when we're watching these Viltrumites, like, the main thing is, like, watch these Viltrumites. Because I'm telling you, Mark, there's no way these guys are on our side, right? There's absolutely no way that Mark is on our side in any of this. This dude is a Viltrumite, right? He absolutely carries Viltrumite DNA, and he is proof of the invasion is working for them. They're taking over. This is how it happens with that first hybrid, and he was just like that close to continue that line with Eve, so you know it's going to happen anytime soon. Once they're in there, they get that second generation, man, you kind of done, man. They're advanced. Like, their children are always going to outperform your children, right? You won't know it, but that's what's going to happen, man. So anyway, I just want to hit you guys with that one. Stop by the channel as always.